Yo, welcome back to the channel, everyone. And finally, today is the day after over a month. Ridiculous. A month of waiting. We finally have the long tube headers, the JLT Cold Air Intake, and we're gonna be dropping them off at C1D Racing in Pearland to get installed, as well as the E85 Flex Tune. So if you guys are excited, make sure you drop a like in the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. I have a few other modifications going on the car. One for sure. The second one, I'm not 100% sure yet if it's gonna be in time for, obviously, the Mexico action at Texas 2K, but if not, it's not a big deal. This is what I needed. I needed this done before 2K. I was gonna be very disappointed if I had to go with plan B, but luckily, I was able to make it happen. So as you guys can see, we have the JLT Cold Air Intake in this box, and we have the headers in this box. I will be actually opening these up when I get down to the garage. I'm not doing them now because I'm not making that journey any harder than it needs to be. But Cold Air Intake, but you guys can see here that these are not American Racing headers. Now, let me go ahead and explain why we have stainless works now. Now, if you guys are unaware, my initial plan was to actually get this car American Racing long tube headers. I was gonna do their catless long tube headers with their connection pipes that actually go ahead and extend throughout the entire X-pipe area. So it would have been the long tube headers and the X-pipe. So essentially, it would have just been all American Racing and then the OEM Ford active mufflers, because I was not getting rid of the mufflers, because the mufflers on the GT350, they're the best exhaust you could put on the car. Like seriously, like Ford they did a fantastic job. I'm not gonna get rid of that. And on top of that, this is a lot coming from me. I do like having the ability to quiet up and obviously make the exhaust loud. Now, unfortunately, the American Racing headers were gonna take like 12 weeks. I mean, I'm not waiting 12 weeks for headers. That's kind of ridiculous. So I went ahead and canceled that order, and I got Stainless Works headers. But at the same time, Stainless Works is actually a very good company too. A lot of people like Stainless Works on the regular GTs, the GT350s, and hell, even the GT500s. Stainless Works is a very good brand. They're made in the US. Arguably, they have better fitment than American Racing as well, and they already had them in stock, so I went ahead and ordered those. The only difference between the American Racing headers and the Stainless Works headers is obviously the slight sound difference, which I looked on YouTube, and honestly, they sound like all the same, especially on the 350s if you have the stock exhaust, like I'm gonna be keeping. But these are high flow catted headers, which again, I want a catless, but at the same time, just looking at dyno sheets, there's really not much pickup going from catless to high flow cats. It's like maybe 5 horsepower, which you can literally gain back that performance by doing a rear seat delete, which we might be doing, but I'm not gonna get ahead of myself here. And if we do the rear seat delete, it's gonna be the right way with the GT350R rear seat delete, but again, we're not gonna go, we'll get there when we get there. But these could sound better catted, because I mean, these sound pretty damn good with the catted headers, I ain't gonna lie. So we'll see how it works out. All right, so this is what's in the JLT Cold Air Intake box. We have the filter here and more tubing. JLT, just larger tubing. That's probably not what it means, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. You guys have probably seen this 1,000 times. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm gonna go ahead and kind of position this in the trunk, because I think I'm just gonna go ahead and then just have the headers in here and then put this box like somewhere like in the front seat, maybe like down here. I'm not 100% sure, but I know for a fact these seats are gonna have to come down, so I went ahead and did that already. But trunk space in this car is pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. This is a lot, so I think we should be good to go as far as fitting everything in here. All right, so here are the Stainless Works long tube headers. We get the left and the right one, and then we have the connecting pipes. And then in the box here, we have the cats, which I may or may not see if I can go ahead and just get a pipe welded, and obviously the hardware here, but these are really nice. Really nice. These are the first pair of S1 actually not even S1, what am I saying? S550 long tubes that I've ever seen. The SW logo here, and obviously the SW logo right there. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I bought this with my hard-earned money, but we're about to go ahead and get this dropped off. Well, first we got to load it up in the car. Actually wasn't heavy at all, so, and the box wasn't even that big, so we should be able to go ahead and fit this very easily. It's starting to rain right now, typical Houston, so let's get this all covered up and get this inside of the car. All right, last cold start with the stock exhaust. Hopefully you guys can hear me. In all reality, if the car like sounds just a tad bit louder but kind of still maintains that like voodoo noise, I'll be so happy, because it technically has like the high flow cats, but I don't know, might just get a pipe welded. Fuck the cats, but who knows. All right, so we are all loaded up. We are headed out to the shop now. Unfortunately, it is raining. It's Houston for you. 1 hour, it's hot as hell, sunny. The next, it's raining. So I don't think we're gonna be getting any hard pulls in, but at the same time, we are loaded up to the brim. And you guys can see here, I actually have some rags to buffer out just the box and the seat, because I don't want the seats to get damaged. So theoretically, doing any type of pulls would be a bad idea regardless. So I don't really care that it's raining. I'm gonna get the car detailed, waxed, buffed anyway, before it's party time, so it doesn't really matter to me. Now, I'm actually getting a huge solid done by CU Indian Racing. This whole setup was supposed to be actually on the car by now. Actually, it should have been on the car for at least, I'd say, a week. I was expecting to get the long tube headers like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, but obviously with the delays, I had to go ahead and cancel my order and get the stainless works, which I have now, so they're squeezing me in. So I should get the car back within the next couple of days. As long as I have the car back by the 10th, I'm good to go. So we'll see when I get it back. As far as horsepower numbers, after going ahead and doing the long tube headers, the cold air intake, and E85, I think we're gonna make 500 wheel. These are the catted, the high flow catted headers. Even though I don't really see too much pickup when going ahead and comparing the catless to the catted, even though we'll see, it might just get those cats, you know, we'll see. But honestly, I don't really care. I think it's gonna make, you know, low fives. If it makes $4.99, I'm not gonna give a shit. It's just a basic, literally a basic NA setup, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm not keeping this car NA, so it is what it is. I know some guys are like completely anal about how much power they make. I care about the curve, you know, how the power is distributed, because that is actually what matters. Peak horsepower numbers don't matter at all, unless you're trying to build like a dyno queen. And the dyno that this car is going to be on, it's pretty damn accurate. When I first got the 2-valve tuned, it read right. I mean, the car ran like it read on the dyno. So we'll see what's going on when we get this car tuned up. I think it's gonna make like between like 500 and like 510. Any more, we'll have to see about that. And this is going to be obviously a flex tune as well, because this car does not have a fuel system yet. So it's gonna compensate for the E-blends that I could potentially be getting, because E85 out here in Texas is pretty good, but there's some spots that is kind of sketch. With my Subaru, I actually have a flex fuel kit, so it don't really matter. This car obviously is just a flash tune, so definitely safer to get an E-blend. And honestly, I don't really plan on going back to 93 at all with this car. It's like literally as soon as I drop this car off today, that's it, like it's E85. I have like a little bit over a quarter tank, so we're good to go. I'll get the numbers for the 93 octane tune and the E85 tune, but obviously that 93 octane tune is going to be completely irrelevant to me. It'll probably make like 470 or something like that, 480. I don't even know. I don't really care. But again, let me know down in the comment section, what do you guys think it would make if you don't have, you know, E85 in your area? Because these are high compression motors that would benefit from E85 a lot. It's crazy. It's not even raining that much over here, but back my way, it's crazy. That's Texas for you. Oh man. But honestly, I hope the car sounds good with the headers. I really do. I mean, I know roughly how it's going to sound. I know I'm gonna like it, but I'm curious to see like the loudness, because technically we are retaining, well actually I don't know. We'll find out when the car's up on the lift. We'll find out, because I don't think this car has the resonators. It might. I want to say it has a resonator delete, but don't quote me. I'll find out for sure. But this thing is loud stock, like really, really loud stock. If it has the resonator delete, cool. If not, it's literally just gonna be headers only. Like this is literally just a headers E car. But we'll see when the car is up on the lift. For those of you who have went headers E, JLT, what'd you guys make, man? I know it's probably gonna be around like 500 to like 510. I mean, I know some guys be getting like 520, like 530. I think those are some happy ass dynos, you know what I'm saying? I feel like those guys be just loading those dynos up just to be like, hey, you made 530, so the customer is happy and they keep, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that shit. Like, that's not good, because that's just kind of this misinformation as far as the car world goes, and that's like the worst thing to have happen. Because the worst thing to have happen is like your car reads more horsepower than it actually does, you know, make. You go out racing it and then you look like an idiot when he's like, yeah, my car makes 550 wheel, just headers E and a cold air intake, and you're getting bussed by some fucking headers E 10R car with some weight out. Like, that shit don't make any sense. So I think it's gonna make like 500 to like 510, but we'll find out soon enough. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications. I'll obviously keep you guys updated. There's gonna be some more videos with the Subaru coming up soon too, because obviously I'm not gonna have this car for a couple days, and I actually do have another revision for the high boost map on that car, so I'm really excited to go ahead and flash that and see what it do. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Let's take it easy because it is raining a little bit harder now, so yeah. Deuce.